Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my Glendios deck. This deck is probably going to be considered largely by a lot of people as an incomplete Glendios build. The main reason why is because I'm not running 4 Glendios, I'm only running 2. And I'm not that crazy about this deck, so I put the deck together based primarily on cards that I've collected in the past for Link Joker from the previous booster boxes, as well as the new cards that came out in set 15. So if you saw my unboxing videos, you know exactly what's going to be in here for the most part. So let's get started. So start off 2 Star-vader Omega Glendios, because I only pulled 2 of them, so I'm just going to run them. And surprisingly, the deck does function fine with just 2 of them, because there's already so many grade 3s in the deck. It has the weirdest ratio. Plus, I don't run the Break Ride, as you'll see. People are probably going to be like, what? Is no Infinite Zero? Well, Infinite Zero is really good at helping you get to the Omega Lock, or not the Omega Lock, to the World End. But it's not 100% necessary, in my opinion. As long as you can time your locks correctly and keep the opponent pressured with your beefed up reverse units, you should be fine. I've been able to beat, like, I playtested this deck against not Chaos Breaker, but I tested it against Revengers, my Raging Form deck, and it wasn't Kagero, but it was someone else I playtested against, it just in the form that it is right now, and it won both times. It won like 2 out of 3 against both of them, and so, I don't know, I guess my card choice seems to work out. So 2 Glendios, he's good at 2, it would be nice if I had a third one. But I really don't think 4 is really that necessary because there's already so many grade 3s. So next, 2 Star-vader Reverse Cradle. This is mainly in here as an emergency ride, but it's also in here because it counts as a reverse unit. That way I didn't have to steal so many reverse cards out of my other decks that I built that I've showcased in other deck profile videos. So now onto the reverse units. So these count as reverse units, but these are Link Joker reverse units. So I pulled 2 of them. I'm running basically all these hauls I pulled. So the remainder grade 3s would be just your regular reverse units from the other clans. So I went with 1. You could use anything you have, any reverse unit you have, but I'm just showcasing here just the ones that I have. So 1 Neo Nectar. So this is Maiden, a Venus Trap reverse. 1 Ice Prison Hades Emperor Cocytus reverse. 1 Deadliest Beast Deity Ethics Buster reverse. 1 Covert Demonic Dragon Yakivo reverse. 2 Dauntless Dominant Dragon reverse. Wait, not. Hold on. Yeah, 2 of these because I think this looks a lot like a Link Joker unit, just the color, the overall art and color scheme in the presentation. So I put 2 of these in. So 2 Dauntless Dominant Dragon, and it's a pretty memorable reverse unit for those who watch the anime. And then 1 Demon Marcus Amon reverse, 1 Eradicator Vowing Saber reverse, or Vowing Saber Dragon reverse, 1 Cleanup Celestial Ramiel reverse, and I think that's all. So total of, if you count the 2 cradles, that's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I think, what, 12 grade? Yeah, 11 grade 3s. So 11 grade 3s, or 11 reverse units, plus 2 Glendios, so that's 13 grade 3s. So the grade ratio looks so awful. But you'll see, because of the starter, it actually works. In fact, I'm thinking of actually adding a 13th or a 12th reverse unit. So I'm not sure which one to put though. So yeah, so that's the grade 3 lineup. For grade 2s, I just went with what I thought was the most useful. So 4 Star-vader Cold Death Dragon. 4 of this, and this is going to be a key card. I know it's only an 8k body, but it's really important because we're not running Infinite Zero. So this card, usually the way this deck plays is when Glendios is the Vanguard, you're going to want to bring out a reverse unit, any of your reverse units, like this guy, and then you would want to bring out this. So this, with Glendios, you're going to lock something, and then when Cold Dragon comes out, he's going to force the opponent to take a card from the top of their deck and place it face down as locked. on an R. And it doesn't have to be open R, so it can force them to put it on top of something else and retire a unit. So that's why 4 of this is necessary, because we're not running Infinite Zero. With Infinite Zero, then you could probably just run like 3 of these, but I still think this is a very important card for the deck to function properly in playtesting it. So the next grade 2, 3 Star-vader Magnet Hollow. Originally I was running 4 of this, and I was running 1 less reverse unit, but I took 1 out for another reverse unit. This guy's pretty good grade 2. He lets you search, so he lets you get a reverse unit, but his attack has to hit, so that's the only drawback. And then the only other grade 2 I'm running that I chose to run in this deck is Deep Shadow Star-vader Strontium. This is from the trial deck. This is the Superior Interceptor. So, as you'll see with the grade 1s, I'm not actually running any Sentinels in this deck either, because I don't really think they're necessary. So, to boost the defensive capabilities, I put 1 of these in just as a random tech card, because you don't really need that many. Like, you don't need Radon, or because your reverse units are already going to be attacking for 15k unboosted, because of Omega Glendios boosting them plus 4,000. So you don't need Radon. That's a complete waste of space, in my opinion. So I went for more defensive style, because this deck is actually a very defensive oriented deck, as most Link Joker decks are. So I just threw that in. For grade 1s, 4 of what I like to call the Glendios specific Sentinel. So Taboo, Star-vader, Rubidium. This is probably the most important grade 1 to save you from dying, assuming you have a reverse unit. But because there's so many reverse units, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So literally, this is your perfect guard. All you do, if you don't want to take damage, or if you don't want to be hit, if Glendios doesn't want to be hit, you just put this card from your hand on Guardian Circle, retire it, and then that just redirects the attack that would have originally gone to Glendios. It'll direct it to a reverse unit instead. So the reverse unit will get hit instead of Glendios. So this is literally like a... I don't even know how to describe this card, but it's like it redirects the attack to a reverse unit. So which is amazing. I don't know, I kind of think that Bushiroad in the future might play around with variants of this type of card, because this is a very unique defensive card. I think it's a very innovative card. I'd like to see more of this type of card, actually. So definitely 4 of this. This replaces the need to run the Sentinel. You can run the Sentinel if you want. It's just you'll have less tech options, that's all. 4 Star-vader Ruin Magician. This card regains a reverse card from the drop zone. And you get to... Basically, it's when it's placed on R. Get as many reverse units back from the drop zone to your hand based on the number of reverse units you have on the field. And then 2 Planet Collapse Star-vader Erbium. This is your booster, big booster. So this is the one that you typically want to have behind either Glendios and one of your reverse units. So basically this thing gets 1,000 for every reverse unit on the field. So the nice thing about it, it's not related to how many locked units the opponent has. It's based on how many reverse units that you have. So this is basically your 8k, 9k, 10k booster. 2 Engraving Star-vader Praseodymium. This is your unflipper. Same thing as this guy. When you place it on R, you get to unflip unflip your damage up to the number of reverse units on the field. So I like that they're not Soul Blast reliant, and they're not really Counter Blast reliant either for these type of effects. So that's the grade 1s. So very weird lineup, I know. For the trigger lineup, I went with 6 draw and 6 critical. Because the deck needs speed, it needs cards, it needs to draw into you really need to draw into your reverse cards as much as you can. Basically to help you stay one step ahead of your opponent. So 6 draw, 6 critical. Critical for the surprise factor, draws for the advantage, and then obviously 4 heal. And then the starter. The starter is really good. So the starter is what allows you to get away with running this really messed up grade ratio. So basically it has an effect that's active either when it's the Vanguard or when it's in the Soul. So the nice thing about it being in the Soul is that it's immune to like Kagero and retire effects or any kind, or even being locked. That's the nice thing about it being in the Soul. So basically all you do is if you don't have a grade 3 Vanguard, at the beginning of the ride phase, keep that in mind, the ride phase, at the main phase, you get to look at the top 5 cards, search for a Link Joker, put in the hand. Oh, you have to discard a reverse unit. That's why you want to have, like, at least, I would say, at least 10 reverse units. So that's basically the deck. The deck seems to function fine without Sentinels, surprisingly. At first I was pretty skeptical without running Sentinels, but it seems to work. Let me know what you guys think, or what. Post in the comments like your deck build. I'm curious to see like what people are experimenting with when it comes to Glendios. So as always, guys, if you liked the video, please subscribe, and don't forget to stay tuned for more Cardfight Vanguard videos. Thanks.